All right, and I think we are live. Let me pull up the stream really quickly on my phone so I can follow along with anyone watching and respond to your comments. So, yes, great. We're going to get started here in just a second. If you are joining me, go ahead and type a comment below, wave hello, let me know you're here. I love doing lives that are interactive, so I love when you guys comment and like and interact with me. Let me know that I'm not alone here, that I'm not just talking at a screen, that you are there and you're watching. So let me just make sure this is working properly so I can see your comments. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Monica. Hi, everyone. Yeah, as you're popping on, please let me know. Go ahead and leave me a comment and let me know that you're here and that you're watching. So, all right, I am here today to talk about your branding and what exactly makes good branding, what makes it work, how do you integrate your website with your branding and all that stuff online. So branding is your entire web presence. So it's not just your aesthetics. It also has to do with how you present yourself online. So it's about your messaging, your copy, your mission, just your entire business presence online. That's your brand. A lot of people confuse it with, well, it's my aesthetics, it's my color scheme, it's my logo. Well, yes, that's part of it, but there's a lot more to it than that. So I wanted to come on here and give you guys some free advice, some feedback. So if you would like me to take a look at your branding and give you some honest and constructive feedback, please comment. Comment your your links so that I can take a look. Otherwise, I did pull up a couple of examples that I'm going to be discussing with you guys about what works and what doesn't. And these are people that you probably know. They are, fairly well known in the coaching and speaking businesses. And it just goes to show that your website and your branding are never completely done. Okay, it's not something that you create and then just leave it alone and it's done and it's good and that's forever. Your brand and your website should be growing as you grow. Okay, so it's an ongoing process. You're never really done with it. So you may start in a good place and have a brand that gets you off on the right foot, but that doesn't mean that you just leave it alone and never touch it again and it's finished and you're good forever. It always should be growing with you as you grow as a person, as you grow as a business owner. So these are people that are very well known, and it's a good example for you guys that even they could use some help from time to time in this area. As you guys are popping on, please let me know, leave me a comment and a like, and hi, Nicole, and share your links. So if you would like me to go over your brand identity, your website, your Facebook page, whatever it is, send me a document, send me whatever, leave me a link so that I can do that for you. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get started. So let me just make sure I have the right page here. Where did it go? Oh boy, where is it? Technical difficulties. Bear with me for a second. Oh, it is this page. Okay, great. Maybe I'll just share the whole desktop. Okay, here we go. So here we are. Google. So I've got a couple of examples that I'm going to show you guys. The first one is somebody that most people are going to recognize. Tony Robbins. Good old Tony. Okay. So here we are. Tony Robbins' website. And right away, what I'm seeing is that the page immediately off the bat is too busy. I don't really know what to look at. So I see a color scheme happening with this blue and purples, and I like it. I like the white and the black. I like how his header is a light color versus the banner above it, makes it stand out. So you definitely, one thing that a lot of people don't necessarily know to do on their website is having the navigation very easily accessible. So right away, I see the navigation up here and I can navigate to anywhere on the website that I want to. Looking down though at the banner image, it's a cool image, but with the text over it, it's way too busy. I don't know about you guys, but I find this a new way to break through, very hard to read. Okay, so that's one thing that you want to pay attention to is making sure that any text you have, especially over images, is very easy to read, because otherwise what's it doing there? This may serve him better just as the image without this text over it. And then unleash the power within virtual. So this seems to be a coaching experience that he's promoting right now on his website. And a couple things about this. Not everyone knows who Tony Robbins is. Most people, I would wager to say, especially in the coaching business, do know who he is. But if I'm visiting his website for the first time, all I see here is Tony Robbins and then help, mission, store, experience, coaching. So I can kind of get a feeling that he's a coach. But a new way to break through to what? And then unleash the power within virtual. What does that mean? Like, even if I do know Tony Robbins, I don't know what that means. Unleash the power within virtual. What is that? Virtual talks? Is it virtual, unleash your power with virtual online meetings? Is it a virtual coaching program? Who knows? I don't know. So that's problem number one. Okay, and then reserve your spot now. So one thing that this page does really well, or a couple things rather, are the navigation, very easy to find, and the call to action. So you definitely want to have your call to action above the fold. So people should be able to take action on your website or wherever you're leading them right away before they have to scroll down. So that's very important. Go away. Okay, so as I go down the page, I start to see a little bit about him. Okay, one thing that I notice straight away is the colors go away. Okay, so he's got this color scheme of this blue and purple and very colorful going on, but as I scroll down the page, it's very dark and like black and white. Okay, so the colors go away. So he's lost his branding going down. If the goal of that header image is to kind of show his brand, I mean, maybe it's just the black and white. Maybe that's it, because the navigation up here and the menu is all just black and white. So in that case, I'm a little confused as to what this header image is with all those colors, right? So his branding is not consistent down the page, and that's an issue. Okay, and then as I keep going, now I see this blue coming in. Okay, here's the blue again. I like the blue. I think color pops are very effective if used right. He's got testimonials, that's great. Testimonials are super helpful to have right on your first page. However, he's only got 3 of them. I would expect with Tony Robbins that he would have more. Okay, so I would, if I were thinking about, working with this person and I didn't know who he was, I would want a link on here somewhere to read more from other people who have worked with him rather than just taking at the word of these 3 people, right? And then continuing down, so the blue seems fairly consistent on the lower half of the page. And that's it. So Yeah, it looks like his colors are blue, black, and white, which I don't get from this header image. So that's a key problem. So you want to make sure in any time you're branding anything, whether it's a download, a video, a website, you know, whatever it happens to be, that it's consistent all the way through. And this is not consistent. I see a little bit of blue in this image, but mostly the color that stands out is purple, and he has purple nowhere else on his page. So it just goes to show you that, you know, even the experts don't have everything figured out, right? So those are a couple things that I would change if I were redoing Tony Robbins' site, is incorporating more of the blue, taking out the purple, and working on his messaging on pitching this, whatever program this is. I don't get an idea for what this is through this text copy, right? So key number one, consistency, right? And message match. So consistency, match your message. Those are definitely the first couple of top pointers. And then having more of people to read about you. If you only have 3 testimonials, you know, so if you don't have testimonials, it's not the end of the world. But if you only have 3, that's great. Display those 3. I'm more than positive that Tony Robbins has a lot more than 3. Okay. And if I were on here trying to figure out if I'm going to take one of his programs or hire him as a coach, I would want to have a link here to read more from other people who've worked with him, right? All right, so that's just looking at the front page of his website. I'm not really going to get into the rest of it. That's going to take way too long. So let's move on to the next example that I had. Okay, and the next one you may or may not have heard of. John Cecian. Okay, very well known in the financial coaching area. And I wanted you guys to see his header image. This is an interesting image, a very interesting choice here, John. So he's got this picture of him in a suit punching at the camera, cut out from some other background. And as you scroll down, you see the whole thing overlaid against this this image of a crowd. So I don't really know what's going on with this header image. So this is an issue, right? So your branding and your messaging and your imagery all have to match, right? So on Tony Robbins' site, it was about his messaging on the banner image that didn't match up. On John Cecian's site, it's this image. Like, I don't really know what's going on here. Is he a wrestling personality who wears a suit on stage? Like, if I didn't know who John Cecian was, is he a boxer of some kind, like a businessman boxer? I don't know. I have no idea from this image, right? So I would much rather see an image of him like speaking in front of the crowd or coaching someone or something, right? Rather than this this cutout. Scrolling down here. So, and another issue, as you may have already guessed from the previous example, is that he has no text copy on here whatsoever explaining what he does. Okay, so if I don't know who John Cecian is, he's got his navigation here about, so I could learn about him if I really wanted to. I could learn about his movie, his book, JSTV, I don't even know what that is. Book me, book you for what? Why would I want to book you, right? And contact. So that's a problem. So his messaging is not hitting right here because there is none. So there should be some kind of an indication of what he does and who he is, right? So that would be your headline or your title or you know, something along that effect, your I help statement, etc. Scrolling down here, now I see, oh, okay, Sir John Cecian, entrepreneur, investor, philanthropist, and speaker. So now I get more of an idea of who he is and what he does. But I had to scroll down to see that. So that's a problem, right? So if you remember from the Tony Robbins example, you need to have some kind of explanation plus a call to action right at the top here. This is the first thing people are going to see when they log on to your website. Okay, and it needs to have consistent messaging. It needs to have an explanation of who you are and what you do, and it needs to have a call to action. Okay, he has none of that. So that's an issue right there. As I continue to scroll down, okay, now he has a call to action, name, email address, stay updated. I don't know what this is. Okay, is this going to subscribe me to your newsletter? Is this going to add me to some list somewhere? Like, there needs to be an explanation of what's going to happen when I put in my information here. So that's lacking in copy. And then there has to be an incentive. So why would I want to stay updated about Sir John Cecian? What benefit does that have to me, right? And then continuing down, how I can help you win. Win at what? So this is more inconsistent messaging, right? Why do I want to win? What are you helping me win at? And then the more I look down here, he has 3 options. So a book, How Rich Asians Think, Hire Me to Speak, and the TGR Legacy Movie. Okay. Again, I don't really know why I would want to hire you to speak. And then he doesn't have any calls to action. So there's actually nothing. So what is the point of this little tri-grid here? There should be a button to buy the book. There should be a button to rent the movie or go to the website. There should be a button to book you. So, you know, this is just going to show you guys, John Cecian is very successful. He's done very well at this, this whole public speaking and coaching thing that he does, but still his website is lacking. So it's a continuous process is all I'm trying to say, right? Okay, and then I continue down. Okay, now I know what he's about. Okay, so about Sir John Cecian, and then he has a mini bio. This should be much, much higher on the page, you guys. Because again, if I don't know who this person is and I'm logging on for the first time, the fact that I have to scroll down this far to see who he is and what he's doing is a problem, right? And then also how he helps. So if he's a coach, he's a speaker, he's in like a business and finance coach. I still don't really know that. Like if I wanted to, I could read this bio information, but I'm going to be straight with you guys. Most people aren't going to do that. Most people who are going to log on to your website for the first time, they're not going to spend the time to read all this text. This is too much text. Okay, so this should be shorter. A lot shorter because it continues, and this is way too much. Okay, so you should have a very short bio, tell people what you do and how you help, and then link them to a separate page that has more information if they want to know it, right? Okay, and then so he's got a couple of podcasts, and then etc. Oh, now I can buy the movie, get your copy today. So yeah, very non-intuitive user experience on here, and the page keeps going. So nobody's homepage should be this long. Okay, this is too, so you see the sidebar here, I'm only halfway down. This is too much on a homepage. Some of this stuff should move to other pages. Yeah, I don't think I'm even going to show you guys the whole thing because you get the idea. So, oh, I see. So it's one page. It's okay. It's all just one page website and it scrolls up and down. Okay. I mean, that's a thing. I would separate this into, so if I were redoing Sir John Cecian's website, I would separate this up into multiple pages because you definitely, you want your homepage experience to be pleasurable for your visitors. You want it to flow well and look nice. You want it to have the most important information that you want to share with them right off the bat. And then they should be able to click through to learn more if they want to. Okay, and that's gonna, if you do take the time to do those fixes, that's gonna decrease your bounce rate. It's gonna increase your website engagement, and it's going to increase the the number of people who are interacting and buying from you because they like spending time on your website. This is too much. If I were learning about him for the first time, I would have left a long time ago. And most websites, most users rather, don't want to spend more than 3 seconds on a website before they know what you do and whether or not they want to stay to learn more. Okay. And different studies vary in that statistic. Some say it's 7 seconds. Some say it's as little as less than half a second. Okay. So your homepage is super important. Let's go to the next example that I had lined up for you guys. And this is someone you might also know pretty well. So Marie Forleo, I love her. She is the very first female business guru mogul that I started to really seriously follow. She's great. So bringing up her website, she does a couple things really nice and a couple things not as nice on here. Okay, I can tell that this is a very upscale, very expensive website right away. It looks really nice, right? I love the cut out video of her. And then there are studies that show that models looking in a certain direction are going to lead your eye to what they're looking at. So the fact that she looks around and then she looks at the text, automatically that draws your eye straight to the text, which is the world needs that special gift that only you have. So right away, I'm like, okay, sure, I can see that, but what does that have to do with you? So if I didn't know who Marie Forleo was, that would be very confusing messaging. I would say this kind of thing, this kind of motivational, inspirational quote belongs further down the page, and something more along the lines of what she does and how she helps would belong in its place. Okay, but otherwise, I really like her top page. She's got a really clean aesthetic, which I can tell right off the bat, but no call to action. Okay, so even the pros mess this up, you guys. So this is something that a lot of people lack. You need to have a call to action right at the very top, right before, we call it above the fold, so before your user or your visitor needs to scroll down. She has this little one down here, learn more, but it's not a button, okay? And it's not telling me to do anything. If I didn't want to learn more, then, you know, that doesn't really serve me. And it just means I have to scroll down the page, which again, you want to tell people why they should listen to you, why you are relevant to them, right at the very top before they have to scroll, okay? So let's look a little bit at what she's got going on here. So she's got a little bit of navigation right at the top, and then she's got even more navigation over here. I actually kind of like this. Studies have shown that a lot of websites that do, I also love this little widget that she has over here, nice and fun. So I can tell that she's got a fun personality. So that's a positive. But studies have shown that navigation that's hidden in a menu like this, in a hamburger menu, expandable menu, is actually increases bounce rates. So even if you do something like this, you should definitely still have regular navigation at the top of your page, which I would actually just cut this all together and just have all the navigation that you need right at the very top, because bounce rates go up when people can't find what they're looking for on your website. So if I click on here we have a couple of different options. So she's got, you know, where to go if you're, whoops, oh, I didn't mean to do that. No, go back. So she's got some navigation here and some extra information. This is great. I love this menu. I think that, you know, having all these things separated out onto different pages is perfect. However, I would move that to the top navigation rather than having it hidden in the hamburger. Okay, and then scrolling down. So we're gonna go and check her out a little bit more. Excellent. So she's got her about right on the second level of her website. That's great. Okay, so if I didn't know who she was, already I'm getting a good idea of what she does. So I'm Marie, I'm an entrepreneur, writer, philanthropist, unshakable optimist, dedicated to helping you become the person you most want to be. Great. And then she's got a call to action. So I would actually move some of this up to here, right? Especially the button, okay? And then continuing down the page, this little block here, this little strip color block of just black with text, I don't like it. I don't think it serves her. The text, for one thing, is calligraphy based, and that makes it immediately harder to read. It's the only thing on the page which helps it to stand out so that it's not quite as difficult. If this were over an image, it would be impossible. Oh, okay, so there's a little hover effect here. Interesting. Yeah, so let's see, what does it say? My work and this site is devoted to sharing ideas, tools, resources that will help you create, well, anything, more confidence, a new business, anything. Okay. And you don't have to get it perfect, you just have to get going. I mean, I'm a firm believer of that. And it's never going to be perfect, as you can see from these examples, right? So let's continue along here. So I like to say done is better than perfect. So, and as a chronic recovering perfectionist, I'm guilty of this too, of spending way too much time planning before I release something. So just put it out, just do it. So even if you're Marie Forleo and you are wildly successful and your website could still use some work, it doesn't mean don't publish it, right? Okay. And then she's got, I love this little section here with her podcast. This is excellent. Nice call to action. Okay, I know this, so this is very clear. I know exactly what I'm going to get by a little snip, right? Learn how to get anything you want. Free audio training. Oh, so it's not a podcast. Great. Yes, still, it's very good. Download now. Oh, very well done. Continuing down, get inspired. Perfect. Watch now. Take the leap. So we have here some testimonials. Great that she has testimonials on her front page, but I would even just title this testimonials, because find your path, live your ideal life. Okay, these are great little subheads, right? But these are not headlines. So I would actually change this from these little subheads and just put testimonials somewhere so that I know exactly that this is what I'm looking at. You know, it's kind of obvious when looking at it. You have a picture of a person, you have quote, it's a testimonial. However, you have to assume that people on your website aren't just going to know. And that's true of anything that you're putting out there, whether it's a website, a podcast, a video, a free training, anything that's going to require branding in general, branding, messaging, all those things, free training, and what was the other thing? Oh, a download. So all those things, you can't just assume that anybody's going to know any particular part of it. You have to lay it out for them, unfortunately. And then continuing down, she's got some quotes from some famous people that she's had interaction with. Great, yeah, it adds to her clout and her credibility. Here is what really trips me up though. Okay, so she's got this banner at the bottom with kids, little African kids in yellow uniforms, and it all starts with you. Okay, so this little banner here really threw me off, because for one thing, the colors are completely off her entire brand that we've established so far, right? So she's got this clean, modern, white and black with a little splash of pink, champagne pink here and there. That's her brand, right? That's her color aesthetic. But then here at the bottom, it's not that at all. Okay, so this yellow really pops out and not in the best way. It kind of contrasts, or not contrast, it clashes with the rest of the website, okay? Not that this is a bad picture. I would much rather see a picture like this within the brand. So the reason that it clashes is because it's so prominent. Okay, so if she were to incorporate this picture a little bit more within her overall aesthetic, that would change the feel of this banner. And then the headline, it all starts with you. What does that mean? And why are you telling me that against this picture? I don't really get it. And then when you invest your future through our work, you're also creating meaningful change in the world, because with every product you purchase, you support a person in need. Okay. I would like to know a little bit more about this supporting people in need. So am I supporting these kids? Is that why this picture is here? Am I supporting this child right here with this pencil in Africa or Ethiopia or wherever this child is? It doesn't say. Okay. And then learn more. Okay, so if I wanted to learn about what this is all about, then I could click that. But with stuff like this, it should very much be laid out. I would like, if I were redesigning Marie Forleo's site, I would change this entire strip to have more of an explanation about what exactly this program is before I have to even learn more about it. Okay, and change the aesthetic of it so that it fits more in line with the branding of the rest of the website. Okay. So yeah, those are the 3 examples that I wanted to show you guys. Please let me know if you have any questions. I would love to do this live for one of you. So if you would like me to do that, then go ahead and paste your link in the comments and I'll take a look. But I had this ready to go with these examples just in case you guys weren't, I don't know, maybe people sometimes get insecure about sharing their things in this capacity for everyone to see and for critical. I'm being overly critical in a loving way, okay? And exactly because I love Marie Forleo. I think that she does a lot of stuff right. She had a pop-up that I was hoping was going to come up, but it didn't. It's very, very nice aesthetically. Oops, I did it again. Oops. But it didn't show up. It showed up the first time I logged on here. Maybe if I reload it. Because that was very pretty and I wanted to show you guys. So there's a lot of stuff on her website that she does right. But that doesn't mean that it couldn't use a little bit of work. So your branding and your aesthetic and your overall brand identity is something that's going to change as you grow, and it should. It should never stay the same. Okay, maybe for a few months or a little while, maybe a year, maybe a little bit longer than that if it's working for you. But it's definitely, especially your website. Your website should be an ever evolving entity. Okay, it's never finished. We like to talk about, done is better than perfect. All I mean by that is get it up and get it going, before you talk yourself out of it by going into the whole perfectionism spiral, which I'm very, very familiar with. Yeah, I love this quote. You don't have to get it perfect. You just have to get it going. This whole strip here, I would completely X that. If I were redoing this website, maybe I would put it over a picture of her, change the font for sure. I don't really see this font anywhere else on the website, so you definitely want to keep your fonts consistent as well. That's part of your branding. She's got this script font everywhere, okay? But this one, this is the only place I see it, so that's inconsistent. Yeah, so, long story short, your branding is, yeah, thanks, Joe. I will love to do this again. So if you guys want to share a link with me, you can message me personally for me to go over, and maybe I can do these every couple of weeks for you guys. So you can send me your links and have a live audit like this. I did these 3 examples. So for those of you guys who are jumped in late, you can go back and watch the replay once it's posted. For you to see the other 2 examples, we did John Cecian and Tony Robbins and Marie Forleo as examples, and so you can hear all of the critiques and the things that I would change about their sites. So key pointers from this whole exercise are: you must tell people in the very top, we call it the above the fold section of your website. So before people have to scroll down, tell them who you are, what you do, how you help. Okay. And then you must have a call to action. Tell them what to do next. So that's one thing, your calls to action. So this learn more, it's a call to action, but it's a very weak one, right? So if I really wanted to, I could learn more about Marie Forleo and what she does, but your call to action should be directing them down the next step that you want them to take. So download this free resource I have, book me to speak, contact for a quote, something like that. Get a free quote, get a free estimate, things like that. Those are powerful call to actions. They tell your visitor what you want them to do next. They're not going to know when they log onto your website what they're going to want to do. That's why they're going on there, right? To learn about you and what you do and figure out how you might be able to help them. Okay, so you want to tell them what to do next. So those are the first 2, call to action. Tell them what you do above the fold, okay? And then keep your text on your homepage minimal. Don't make your visitors scroll all the way down this really, really long page. I'm sure you guys have seen, and this kind of comes from the trend that's popped up of the one-page funnel websites that are like, oh, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. They're like freaking 12 pages of information on one homepage, right? And it just scrolls forever. That is not ideal. Maybe for certain types of funnels that works really well, but it doesn't belong on your homepage. Okay, so if you have a landing page like that and it works, fine. But if you have a website with information about you and what you do and your services and how you help and all that stuff, that kind of thing does not belong on your website. On your homepage. Okay, so your homepage is the first impression that people have of you on the web, and especially this section, this hero section above the fold before people have to scroll down. So yeah, go back and watch the replay if you need to see the other 2 examples. I hope you guys learned a lot. Share your links with me, and then I will consider doing one of these again, maybe in a couple of weeks or something. So yeah, go out there and get your branding, super top notch and go for it and kill it. And if you need anything or you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm available. You can message me. Oh, and last thing, if you guys need help with this, with really nailing your branding and getting it down pat and really having it powerfully so that you can come across as your most ideal service provider online, or whatever you're trying to do, your coach, your coaching, and have it really, really spot on and appealing to people, I'm running a free challenge starting tomorrow in my Facebook group. I'll share the link to that. That's going to help you do just that. So we're going to nail down your ideal client. We're going to talk about your I help statement. I'm going to walk you through all the steps, every single step of the way. You're going to have a very clear vision of what your brand identity is by the end, who you're serving, how you're helping them, your aesthetic, your overall messaging and everything. So it's all going to come down into a very clear image for you of how to proceed in the most powerful way. So join me in that. I'll share the link. That's next week, and I'm giving out daily prizes. So you can win a prize every single day. It's gonna be super fun. All right, guys, hope you learned a lot. I'll talk to you later. Oh, I'm on Zoom, excuse me. That was just stopping the screen share. Okay, bye.